just too weird for me.
It's so good. It is weird for sure, but I still enjoy it.
Well, it does have representation of every single minority in a positive light, but we're not going to talk about that.
Why would we?
Well, you're in the big league.
Secure the area. Keep the bombs protected.
Mike.
Op 4 located a bomb. Protect it.
Nah, don't.
10 seconds to insertion. 5 seconds left. Op 4 has located a bomb. Get ready to engage.
Ash is low.
Secure the area. Keep the bombs protected. Op 4 located a bomb. Protect it. Seconds left. 5 seconds to insertion. Op 4 has located the bomb.
Hey.
Friendly, last operator standing. All friendlies were eliminated. Mission failure.
Yo, who's CBD? Ask CBD. Who's that? Dude, I think that guy is AFK. 100% AFK. Because you're not doing anything.
Be advised, a bomb location has been compromised. Down to 10 seconds. 5 seconds to insertion. Op 4 has located a bomb. Be ready for hostile action.
Do not move in on Glaswix. Do not do it. Oh, definitely watch over there, but be careful. Glass on window. Glass on window.
One op 4 remaining.
Aim. Right side.
One friendly remaining.
Good job.
4 eliminated. Mission successful.
We got one. Same spot we were.
Be advised your drone has located a bomb. Insertion in 10 seconds. 5 seconds. Proceed to bomb's location and defuse it. The diffuser is no longer in your possession. The diffuser is now secured.
That guy's cheating.
Friendly, last operator standing. All friendlies have been eliminated. use your drone to locate a bomb. Be advised your drone has located a bomb. Ten seconds to go. 5 seconds to go. Proceed to bomb's location and defuse it.
Yeah, Joey, that guy, I think that Malusi was cheating.
Friendly, last operator standing.
I'm so confused.
Seconds. Op 4 last operator standing. 10 seconds left. We have been eliminated.
Hmm.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers. Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs. Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers. Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs. Attackers recovered the bomb diffuser. use your drone to locate a bomb. Be advised your drone has located a bomb.
Anybody got a mic?
10 seconds to go. Insertion in 5 seconds. You found a bomb. Make your way to its location and defuse it. The diffuser is no longer in your possession. The diffuser has been recovered. You must recover the diffuser. Seconds. 10 seconds left. One op 4 remaining. 5 seconds. Down to one friendly. Time limit reached.
Where's my teammate at? Please tell me somebody has a mic. Just speak to me a little bit. I don't want to lose.
advised your drone has located a bomb. Insertion in 10 seconds. 5 seconds before insertion. Proceed to bomb's location and defuse it. One friendly operator remaining. One on 15. Need to use your drone to locate a bomb. Be advised your drone has located a bomb. Ten seconds. 5 seconds to go. bomb's location and defuse it.
One enemy in the floor down.
Bravo, get all of their destroyed.
Sorry, man. My English is really bad.
Maestro, kill.
You must recover the diffuser. The diffuser is now secured. Diffuser is active, protected at all costs.
Get this.
Op 4 last operator standing. Op 4 eliminated. Friendly mission successful. Bomb location compromised. Plan accordingly. Seconds left. 5 seconds and counting. Bomb located by Op 4.
shit! Damn it.
Friendly, last operator standing.
Good try.
All friendlies were eliminated. Mission failure. Secure the area. Keep the bombs protected.
Oh my god.
Be advised, Op 4 has found a bomb. Seconds left. 5 seconds to insertion. Op 4 has located a bomb. Get ready to engage. Movement spotted.
Oh,
15 seconds left.
Coming in.
10 seconds to go. 5 seconds to go. friendly, last operator standing.
No, 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 no. Oh my
All
god.
friendlies were eliminated. Mission failure.
Why would you run? Why would you do this? Jesus.
Bruh.
Secure the area. Keep the bombs protected. Ten seconds left. 5 seconds to insertion. Bomb locations are secure. A bomb has been located by Op 4.
One of them's downed in that room. It's not a bathroom. He's picking him up. He's picking him up.
Op 4, last stop standing. Op 4 eliminated. Mission successful.
Let's go same room. In the city that we run.
Secure the bombs. Op 4 located a bomb. Protect it. Ten seconds. 5 seconds. Bomb located by Op 4.
Goyo, hit the Thunderbirds.
Op 4, last stop standing. Friendly's victorious. Hostiles eliminated.
Accepted. So congratulations, Mr. Vice President.
Thank you.
Bomb.
Let's talk about some of the issues that matter to the American people. The president's new tariff policy. And when I think about
This is the big one.
what he got elected on is bring the cost down for people, but also
Exactly. Like, yeah, everybody, like anybody that voted, if you voted for Trump and you're mad about these tariffs, like, bro, like, you cannot say that.
so
10 seconds
bring
before insertion.
manufacturing back to the country.
That's right.
These are going
5
to
seconds
kind of
to
hit each other, right? Explain to us how you do manufacturing
Bomb
here.
location.
Also,
defuse it. The diffuser is no longer in your
Well, if you go
possession.
back a little bit, Lawrence, remember during the first Trump administration, everybody said that Trump's tariffs were going to be inflationary back then. What actually happened? We had 1.5% inflation. We had the fastest growing economy in a generation, and we had the beginning of a manufacturing renaissance in the United States of America. Then, of course, we had 4 terrible years of the Biden administration. But I think it's useful for all of us to step back and ask ourselves, what is the globalist economy gotten into the United States of America? And the answer is
exactly is that you ask this question to an average person, go to Walmart or Target and ask this question, the answer is nothing. All of this perceived value is primarily consolidated around the ruling communication, media, and 1% class.
fundamentally it's based on 2 principles: incurring a huge amount of debt to buy things that other
Oh my God.
other countries make for us. And to make it a little bit more crystal clear, we borrow money from Chinese peasants to buy the things those Chinese peasants manufacture. That is not a recipe for economic prosperity. It's not a recipe for low prices, and it's not a recipe for
exactly. Yeah, and it's not like it's not beneficial for an average person here in the U.S. if they can't get a job. And so, and you see it here, right? I mean, this is another example that you can take a look at. Is that so? This is an example of kind of what I'm talking about, especially with stocks. Is that from 2019, the year before COVID, to 2021, real average incomes per family have grown by 13%. This is a very large growth. This very large growth hides substantial inequality. And this is the problem that a lot of people that are in media don't understand, is that they don't understand why when you're showing a graph that says the economy is getting better to an average person, they think the graph is bullshit. And the reason why is this very large growth hides the substantial inequality. The bottom 99% of real incomes grew by only 4.1% from 2019 to 2021. That's 2 years. I guess 3 in a way. But while the top 1% grew by 46%, the top 1% of families captured 75% of total real growth per family from 2019 to 2021. The top 1% income share reached an all-time high of 27%.
Huh.
Fucking, I think that people don't understand what these numbers are.
Huh.
You want to talk about Chinese peasants? What about the American peasants? The rich got richer. They got richer in an astronomical level that is not even easy to comprehend. Like, let's see, Jeff Bezos' net worth over time. Do we have a graph here? Wow, look at that. Wow, look at these numbers. Those are really good numbers. So yeah, in just 2 years, exactly. And so this is the, now show the evolution of taxes for the extremely wealthy.
Down to 10 seconds.
And so tax rates, I think I know this,
5
but
seconds left.
I can't fully say that. My understanding is that tax
Bomb
rates for very
locations are
wealthy people,
secure.
like, go back like 70, 80, 100 years ago, were actually higher than they are now. But I'm not sure if I'm educated enough. I don't want to stand on that, but that's what I've heard.
Op 4 has located a bomb. Op 4 is defusing a bomb. You need to disable their diffuser. Diffuser located. Protect the bombs and disable. Friendly disabled the diffuser.
Got him.
Mission successful.
And so billionaires don't pay taxes? In a lot of cases, they don't. Just the 50s? Yeah, I think that's true. I think it's true, too. Can you show the productivity wage gap? Yes. This is the sick one. You guys ready? Disconnect between productivity and a typical worker's compensation. And keep in mind, this is stopping at 2017. This is why people want to burn down the system. This is the reason. And as somebody, I am a top 1 earner. I pay over $1 million in taxes every single year. In fact, I'm due for that pretty soon. And
bro, didn't I spell it out for them?
I totally
Did I not
understand
fucking
it.
spell it out for them, bro?
And I will be massively negatively impacted by this. I will probably lose collectively over the course of this happening. I will probably lose millions of dollars. That's what'll happen. It's just the way it is. But I can totally understand it. Gotta understand it. You need deductions.
Can we
I
win so I can go to
deducted
bed?
a 6-figure amount
Negative,
of
you're
money,
staying up all night.
and I still had to pay that much. So,
Dude, I went
yeah,
to
you
99
probably lost
RP, now
money
I'm
to
back
that.
at
Not
74.
quite. I
I've
don't
done
have
it
that
like
much money,
5
okay?
times today.
But you know, maybe at some point.
Get good.
Hey, Asmund, a $1 million vote for it? Well, all I'm saying is, like, my point is that a lot of these people, as I said, these are the people messaging, oh, Luigi, you know, haha, let's meme about Luigi. Well, now they're losing money, and so now it's serious. Yeah, you were fine with somebody else's dad getting shot in the back of the head, but whenever you lose 3% on your portfolio,
Cheaters on
suddenly
stream,
now
boo.
the world has to change. And won't somebody think of the companies? Anyway, I'm going on a bit of a tangent. Do you guys see, after you look at these graphs and this data, the reason why Americans want to burn down the system? Do you see as clear as fucking day? It's so obvious. Ponder the graph. Look at the graphs. Wall Street is smart. They knew this was coming. Some large hedge fund probably put out options in a market to crash and probably still made tons of money. Yeah, I'd do the same thing if I were them.
Jobs in the United States of America. For 40 years, we have gone down that pathway. We've seen closing factories, we've seen rising inflation.
J.D. Vance mentions 40 years. 1975.
Op 4 has located a bomb. Be ready for assault.
Hey, bro, cancel.
10 seconds to insertion.
Switch.
Well,
Op 4 has located a
pretty
bomb.
accurate, huh? Imagine that.
Hey, there's an armor
Exactly.
over
Good.
here.
Pretty close.
Does it go through on a 3 out of 4?
Hell yeah.
Good shit. Good work.
We've seen the cost of housing so high that most Americans can't afford to buy a home right now. President Trump is taking this economy in a different direction. He ran.
That's another thing. But the graph, I can't afford a house. They don't care about a graph, they care about a house. It's again Maslow's hierarchy of needs. How can you expect somebody to understand abstract economics when they can't understand where they're living?
And on that, he promised it, and now he's delivering. And yes, this is a big change. I'm not going to shy away from it, but we needed a big change, Lawrence. We
Yes.
cannot keep going down the Joe Biden globalist pathway where we have.
Yep, exactly. And it will hurt, by the way. And it will fuck up the economy in the short term. I think it will. And you know what's crazy? Is that it might even fuck up the economy in the long term and cause a Great Depression. But if I had to guess, I think most of the people that voted for Trump are willing to take that risk. And I think that the gains in the upper 1% that have happened year after year after year have been relying on people's fear of that risk. And the moment that people are not afraid of that anymore, that's when this shit happens. Not afraid anymore? Yeah, exactly. And why are people not afraid anymore? The reason why they're not afraid anymore is because society has taken away a person's right to dignity. A person no longer has the right to dignity. They can't afford a nice house. They can't afford a nice car. They can't take care of themselves. They can't afford to live in a way that they feel like is authentic to themselves. And that's it. Second Civil War is coming? It's not a civil war. It's just that this is just economics, right? There will be an uprising. Well, this is the uprising. Like they basically people voted for Trump to be the executioner, and he is executing. Like it or not.
$2 trillion of peacetime debt and deficits. We have manufacturing disappearing. That is not working for Americans. We've got to take this country in a different direction.
Mr. Vice President, there does seem to be a disconnect. You see Wall Street in the media and the markets, and they're freaking out right now.
Yep.
But then I look at those.
They have a vested interest in it. That's the reason why. That's why they're freaking out. It's because they have a vested interest in it. They care about money. Of course, the people that are losing money are going to be upset. Duh.
Workers that were in the Rose Garden yesterday, and they're celebrating. I think about all the diners that I've done across the country, and all these businesses saying we've lost manufacturing here, and they're celebrating. What is the disconnect between the market and the people, those workers that are cheering this on right now?
Well, I think on one hand, frankly, a lot of people have gotten rich from American jobs moving overseas, but American work.
Be advised, a bomb location has been
I'm
compromised.
gonna be honest. If JD Vance runs in 2028, I'm gonna vote for him. I am. I'm gonna vote for him. I didn't vote for Trump. I'll vote for Vance. Mainly because he has
10 seconds remaining.
But also some of his policies I agree with too.
5 seconds left.
And frankly, American companies have not gotten involved in the
Op 4 has located a bomb. We're ready to engage.
Manufacturing overseas. They, as the president says, Lawrence, these foreign companies, they charge us ridiculous prices. They engage in a lot of non-tariff practices like currency management. That has been off Main Street in the United States of America. It's meant those diners, their customers, don't have jobs anymore. It meant those great steel mills, those great auto plants have closed down and their workers have been laid off. What I saw yesterday in the Rose Garden was incredible.
Two ping. Two on two ping.
Copy.
Two ping on two ping. Somebody on two ping. Ash on two ping. It's Ash. Okay, peeking now. Okay, no. She went back. I'll let you know. Wait. She's back over here. Peek. She went down. Two ping. She's gone down.
Copy that.
Two ping. Ace on two ping. On two ping. Here, on two ping. I don't know who it is. On two ping. Two.
Ash is dead.
I bet.
Seconds. 10 seconds to go. 1 op 4 remaining. Friendly's victorious. Hostiles eliminated.
Good job.
Good comms.
No, really good comms.
Incredible enthusiasm, because a lot of those workers, they've been working hard for 10, 20, 30, 40 years, young and old, were in the Rose Garden yesterday. They've never had a president who stood up for their jobs and stood up for American prosperity. They finally see something has shifted. There were Democrats out there, Republicans. There were union and non-union.
Yeah, this is the thing, is that those working class people are only represented by probably a single-digit number of politicians. Bernie Sanders was one of them. And I think he is still one of them as well. But it's a very, very, very minor amount.
Union workers alike.
Secure the
They
area.
know
Keep
this
the
is a
bombs
big
protected.
change, but we need a big change in this country, because what we've done, what we did under the Biden administration, it just wasn't working.
So, Mr. Vice President, I know a lot of American folks, a lot of Americans that are cheering this president on, especially when he takes it to other countries. They feel like he's been screwed for a long time.
Yep.
But I also know people that come from our background.
Yeah, because again, you see, this is basically tax the rich too, because they have most of the money in the stock market. Like, rich people
Bomb
will be
location
the
compromised.
most
Plan accordingly.
negatively affected by this financially. Now, there's a chance that negative effect of
10
rich
seconds
people
left.
feel will have like a trickle-down effect that will negatively affect average people.
5
but
seconds
that
and
remains
counting.
to be seen.
Girl, they're living paycheck.
Op 4 has located
And they
a
want
bomb.
to do the patriotic duty of taking it to these other countries, but it's going to hit them a little bit. They feel. What can you tell the American people that they just can't afford an extra $3 here and there about
That's
the
a good question.
government making up the difference from that? Will costs go up at some point? Will this just be temporary? Are we talking 3 months or 6 months?
Well, we certainly hear, and I appreciate, how I grew up.
Your location has been compromised. You have been spotted by hostiles. Fall back.
I got one. Ash is lit. Yep, on that ping. Ash is going to be coming through that side over there. Doc.
One friendly remaining.
Sorry.
All friendlies have been neutralized.
What?
I know.
I grew up in a family that often did live paycheck to paycheck, and we know a lot of Americans are worried. So we are fighting very hard to bring prices down. We're going to have the biggest deregulation in the history of this country. We're doing a lot of things and already have done a lot of things to lower the cost of energy. You heard the president mention this yesterday. Eggs, when we came in, were at a 10-year high, and all of a sudden they've dropped 60% just in the 2 months of the Trump administration. What I'd ask folks to appreciate here is that we are not going to fix things overnight. Joe Biden left us, this is not an exaggeration, Lawrence, with the largest
The main concern that I have, honestly, is that unless they elect somebody to carry on this policy after Trump, like, all means aside, I don't think Trump is going to run for a third term, although he really should. I don't think he will. I honestly don't think he should. But if they don't have somebody to follow this up, I think it could be bad. Because this is a 10-year...
Op 4 has located a bomb. Be ready for assault.
And, like, you really can't speed run this plan in 4 years. I think that, logistically, that's one of their biggest weaknesses right now.
They say better
5
safe
seconds
than sorry.
left.
And the safest bet, Senex.
Op 4 has located a bomb. Get ready to engage.
Everybody on 2 ping. On 2 ping, on 2 ping. They entered the other window, I think.
That fucking fuck, dude.
Where is he? Where is he?
He was in bad on the second floor. He was in there. 3 ping.
Op 4, last stop standing.
Oh, he's dead. Never mind. There's another one over here, I think. Hit a Legion. Do those shields block your body? What?
But your head and feet are exposed.
Down to 15 seconds. 10 seconds to go. 5 seconds left.
I'll just be doing
Time
it
limit
control.
expired.
Go around.
Maxtron diesel engine oil. The smartest oil.
peacetime debt and deficit in the history of the United States of America, with sky-high interest rates. You don't fix that stuff overnight. We know people are struggling. We're fighting as quickly as we can to fix what was left to us, but it's not going to happen immediately. But we really do believe that if we pursue the right...
So this is really stretching it now? Is it a 20-year plan now? Yeah, I think it is. I think it's about a 20-year plan as... So, and we're seeing this also, like, here's another good example. This is something I just noticed recently. So Austin is now doing autonomous vehicle rides.
You need to use your drone to locate a bomb.
I might sound crazy, but just listen. In 30 to 50 years, it will be illegal to drive your car on a public road. I don't think people realize the shift that we're going into. It might be less than
deregulation and we pursue those
energy
cost policies, yes, people are going to see it in their pocketbook. They're also going to benefit from the fact that foreign countries can't take advantage of us anymore. That means their jobs are going to be much harder.
I don't think you can talk about this, the tariffs, and not talk about the tax cuts as well that we're expecting.
10
Is
seconds
this
to insertion.
to offset some of the cuts that we plan on expecting? Will this be
Insertion
a
in 5
permanent
seconds.
measure, or are we thinking when it comes to the scoring of this bill,
Proceed to
we're going to
bomb's
be able to get
location
cuts
and
as a
defuse it.
result of this?
I would think of tax cuts as a way to offset the tariffs. Here's the way that I think about it is, again, for 40 years, we've had an economy that rewards people who ship American jobs overseas and raises taxes.
Again, this is the graph. This is the graph. This is the graph, and this is what the numbers is. These is the numbers.
This is on American workers, and we're flipping that on its head. We're going to cut taxes for American workers and for American companies that build here. We're going to make it harder to ship American jobs overseas.
Yeah, it's really important that we get manufacturing in the U.S. as soon as possible. That way we can have control over it whenever things shift to being automated. And you're going to see more automation and technology.
He's sitting behind the desk, dude.
We have to do this.
Or wait.
As soon
I
as
think he's
possible.
dead. Never mind.
And you see, like, I mean, you see how much money China is investing into AI. That's really smart. We should be doing the same thing. It's hard to understand. It's hard to understand. It's scary for somebody to wake up and look at their portfolio and see the cost of the And there's a chance that all of these tariffs and everything about this can totally backfire, and we could go into a Great Depression, and things could totally fucking be awful.
On ping.
Like, yeah, there's not like a guarantee that this is going to go well. Yeah, there's no guarantee that this goes well.
Total shift in the way that we've done economic policy in the United States of America, but it was
Bravo,
necessary.
you gotta get over
yeah,
here.
we're going to cut your taxes. You're going to have more money in your pocket, and that's, of course, going to help you deal with the cost of inflation. But that's not about offsetting the tariffs. They work together. We want to penalize people for shipping our jobs overseas. We want to reward hardworking Americans. It's all.
And I think this is something that people want to do. They want to see, oligarchs who are, shutting down and shipping factories and jobs overseas. They want to see the government fund them. Just straight up. That's what it is. They want to see it, and they will. That's why they voted for Trump. And
you down to 100%. You down to
policy.
I want to get to some other news because there were some reports that came out that Elon Musk is leaving. Now, of course, the president had already said it was only going
Watch
to
out for that
be
leash monitor by your foot.
Tell us about that. Doge will continue after Elon Musk. Will he still be an advisor to you and the president?
We have been eliminated.
I know y'all have a great relationship. Tell us about it.
Well, first of all, that report I saw was totally fake news.
Randoms don't get the
We
bomb.
need you to make government more efficient. We need you to shrink the incredible, vast bureaucracy that thwarts the will of the American people, but also costs way too much money. And we said that's going to take about 6 months. And that's what Elon signed up for. But of course, he's going to continue to be an advisor. And by the way, the work of Doge is not even close to done. The work of Elon is not even close to done. You look at all of the fraudulent grants that they found. You look at people who are 150 years old, who are fraudulently collecting Social Security payments. You see our Social Security system, 40% of the people who are calling in are actually committing fraud. That means the 60% who need their Social Security checks are waiting in line. Doge has got a lot of work to do. And yeah, that...
I think it does. I mean, absolutely. It's going to take forever. Do you think the working class benefits from the rich losing money on a stock market besides getting vengeance? The rich drive a lot of consumption that creates jobs. If the rich drive all of this consumption and all of this economic progress that creates jobs, then why is it that people feel like they can't afford anything now?
Drone has located a bomb.
Why do people feel like their purchasing power and their ability to have financial stability has gone down? It's because that's not happening. Largely because the administration is not known for integrity or intellectual honesty. I mean, do I really need to get a source for the idea that the federal government is probably corrupt and full of people that are stupid? This has been this has been
Make your way to its
known
location and
entity for
defuse it.
50 years. I don't need a source for this. It's obvious. I work for the federal government. I saw it myself.
Continue after Elon leaves, but fundamentally, Elon is going to remain a friend and an advisor of both me and the president. He's done a lot of good things. People don't realize how fast and uncontrolled the bureaucracy was.
There's a guy here.
I think there's a lot of work to do. It's not
two
gonna
ping.
happen all in 6 months. It's going to take a long and committed effort.
Tell us about the news when it comes to TikTok. It looks like the president is going to announce maybe today some proposal. Maybe America owns 50% of TikTok. A private investor will own the other part. Is that going to happen today?
So I don't want to get ahead of any presidential announcements here, but what I've said is we.
Thatcher, can you help me with the... Okay.
Op 4 last stop standing. The diffuser is now secured. Op 4 eliminated.
We've been working very hard, me and the president, the entire team, to really accomplish two things. First of all, you want to make sure that the TikTok app in the United States is not spying on people.
Right.
That's good for national security. You also want to give people access to this incredible platform, which, as we know, that's where a lot of young people get their news. That's where a lot of young people found out about the policies of the Trump administration. And we got to accomplish both of those things. I think that we're in a good place. We're going to keep on working at it, but I'll let the president make that announcement.
If it doesn't come out before the deadline, because I know the president extended.
It'll come out before the deadline.
It will come out.
We had a couple days to continue working on it to finalize it.
Yeah. I mean, they'll probably come out. I mean, I don't think they're going to get rid of TikTok, right? Like, I mean, I really don't think so. Yeah, do you think Doge is firing the only problematic, lazy people? They fired even Republicans, and yet Doge haven't had any real time to measure how useless they are? No, but if you're making the argument that there are chances where mistakes can happen, I think that you're right. Like, every single jail probably has people that are in that jail that shouldn't be in the jail. like, you know, they got falsely imprisoned for one reason or another. But just because somebody is, just because there are bad outcomes doesn't mean you shouldn't do anything.
10 seconds to go.
And of course, we're going to let the president announce whatever we ultimately decide.
Let's talk about some of the law fields.
5 seconds before insertion.
We're seeing judges block legal.
You found a bomb. Make your way to its location and defuse
That was
it.
the first crime. And then the second crime, they victimize American citizens for murder, rapists, and all that. What's going to be done about this? We're seeing these one-off stories of, you know, this person was a great father, and then they're hanging around with MS-13. So,
well, this is the reason why you don't have. So the reason why the average population doesn't give a shit about, you know, illegal immigrants being deported is, and even if, like, you know, there are some people that are like negatively affected or like, you know, some due process isn't really being used. This is the messaging that I think that they should use in order to explain it. Basically, the reason why they're taking an extreme stance is that the situation that was created by not, like, kind of securing the border and letting all of these people come in, this created a problem that they can't solve with due process, basically. And so they're not using it. That's what's going on, is that basically the problem was created, and you can't uncreate this problem unless you do something that doesn't use due process. Problem by what metric? By the metric of having 10 to 20 million illegal immigrants. And that's the reason why the messaging for, oh, but they're not listening to the judge. Well, if the rule of law is something that should be applied all the time, then why didn't they apply the rule of law when these people came in? Why are they even here in person? Well, you created this situation that now it's so bad, you have them trying to do something different. And, like, they are probably breaking the rules and not following the judge's orders, etc. But the situation was created by not following orders either. Things like sanctuary cities, for example. So that's the reason, yeah, they broke the law by letting people in. Exactly. And that's why you have the majority of people that still support the deportations, the mass deportations. That's the reason why. Two wrongs don't make a right.
4 last stop standing.
Yeah, they do. That's absolutely. They do in this case? Yep, in this case it does.
Op 4 eliminated.
Again, I don't
Friendly mission
necessarily
successful.
think that this is the best way of doing it. But if you can't understand what I'm explaining, I don't know what to tell you. Allowing a wrong to continue is still wrong? Yeah. Well, that's a crazy take. Do you guys think that I'm right about my viewpoint on this? This is top-level brain rot? No, it's not. Is that you have ignored the rules, you have stopped listening to what the border and immigration policy is, you have created this extreme circumstance that is cataclysmic and problematic for a lot of people, or at least the perception of it is that it is cataclysmic and problematic, and now, in order to solve the problem, you expect people to follow every single rule that you conveniently ignored in order to create the problem. And you're confused why people don't want to hold them to that standard. Well, it's because you didn't hold yourself to that standard. It's the same reason why nobody cares about Trump being a convicted felon. Trump's a 34x convicted felon. How many? That's insane, right? How do you do it? And I bet a few of them are probably legit. I think he probably did. I think he probably fucked over tons of people. Absolutely. Probably a piece of shit. But the thing is that when Hunter Biden isn't in jail, the average person is not going to give a fuck about what Trump did. You can't watch Hunter Biden playing Grand Theft Auto in real life, smoking crack, driving 150 miles an hour, and see this guy isn't in jail, and then expect people to care about, like, some white-collar bullshit with Donald Trump. Which one's worse, smoking crack and driving under the influence of crack, or some weird, like, tax reporting? Which one do you think average people care about more? He left us yeah, the laptop? Yeah, well, I'm just saying, like, that's it. And why Hunter isn't president? Yeah, but the person who is the reason why he's not in jail. So it's the same thing. If Hunter Biden was a non-white person that came from a working class background, where would Hunter Biden be? Everybody knows the answer to this. He'd be in jail. Everybody knows it.
It's going to be done. The courts are blocking this right now.
So this, again, my point is that this is the reason why a lot of people don't give a shit about, like, Donald Trump ignoring these judges. Is because the problem was created by ignoring the law, and so solving the problem by ignoring the law is viewed as equivalent exchange. That's the reason why.
Now, the executive branch, what are you guys going to do about it?
Well, look, we're going to keep on appealing. We're going to keep on fighting back here. First of all, we have to remember the most important thing is to stop the bleeding, to stop the...
Somebody says it's not right to do that. It wasn't right to let them all in either. And so when people said it's not right to let these people in, and then you said, too bad, but now you say it's not right to get these people out, and then somebody else says too bad, oh. That's it. You're very close-minded. Your take only matters. Do you want to know the truth? I don't blame any of the illegal immigrants. Do you know who I really want to send to El Salvador? The people who run the companies who employed them knowingly. And if it was up to me, that's what would happen. That's what I think. If you want to talk about fair, that's what I would do. So I'm explaining the way that people look at this. I don't necessarily agree with it in all circumstances.
Influx of massive illegal immigration into the country. And in 2 months, the president has already done that. You have illegal border crossings down over 95% in pretty much every part of the American southern border. Then, yeah, we got to get the violent criminals out of here, and we've got to get illegal immigrants who came in during the Biden administration out of our country. That's what we're working on now. You're right. The courts, some radical left judges have stepped in and said you're not allowed to deport MS-13 gang members. That's crazy. We think the Supreme Court's going to overrule it, and we're going to keep on fighting for the president's prerogative.
Well, they're going to do it even as the Supreme Court says that they can't do it. Like, I'm just going to tell you right now, Trump doesn't give a fuck. He doesn't give a fuck. He's going to do it anyway. So, like, that's it. Yeah, they're screwed. Yeah, exactly. Kind of dangerous. Yeah. It was also kind of dangerous letting them in. Exactly. See, now you're starting to get it. It's a dictator time. I'm telling you, this is what's going to happen. And people will not care.
To enforce the law. Lord, you should remember the number of people who came in here, the innocent American, girls like Jocelyn Nungray who lost their lives. Democrats never wept for them. Democrats never issued a congressional resolution of condemnation for their murder. Democrats didn't do anything to make it harder for violent thugs to come to our country and prey on innocent young women. What they're getting fired up about, what they're most angry about, is not that Jocelyn Nungray was murdered, but that the person who murdered her is getting shipped back home where they belong, not in the United States of America.
And I think this is the correct emotional framing of this problem, and I think that this is the winning framing. Is that why are you focusing on an illegal gang member being deported and not the person who is the victim of this crime? And this is the big thing that I think liberals have really kind of like lost the message war with. Is that I think that liberals for a very long time, what their strongest and like biggest tool is emotional manipulation and emotional blackmail. Won't somebody think about these poor kids or think about this, like preying on people's emotions one way or another.
operator remaining. We have been eliminated.
Wow.
You need to use your drone to locate a bomb. Drone has located a bomb. Insertion. 5 seconds. You have dropped the diffuser. The diffuser has been recovered. Possession. One friendly operator remaining. Eliminated.
If you can subvert that and then shift it around to them, it breaks down their entire argumentation. The truth, you mean? Well, it depends on the perspective, right? It does. It depends on the perspective. But what I'm saying is that they're basically, like, Republicans in a lot of cases have not been playing these emotional, like, identity politics, rhetoric games. And now that they are, because like honestly, Trump
Drone has located a bomb.
Trump is an extremely good communicator, and he's been in entertainment for a very long time, and so he knows how to manipulate and communicate with people better than almost anybody else does, and I think JD Vance does too. And so Orange Man Bat, no, he does. Like, whether you think that, like,
10
that's
seconds
why
to
he
go.
has these rallies and everybody loves him, people are wearing his hat all the time. Like, and is it
Insertion
really,
in
like,
5
even if you
seconds.
think Trump is a dictator, yeah, well, people loved Stalin and they liked Lenin
Found a
and they
bomb.
liked
Make your way
Saddam
to its
Hussein.
location and defuse it.
Like, a lot of people did. The entire, they liked Hitler. I mean, the whole idea is, like, if you are one of these, like, dictators and really powerful people, almost every single one of them is extremely charismatic and extremely easy to follow. Right? Even like the guys from like the terrorist organizations, like that Nasrallah, Hassan Nasrallah. He's very well spoken. He's very well spoken. He's a great communicator. And if you can't acknowledge that, you're denying reality. And that's, yeah, people are stupid. Yeah, they are. And so that's, I think, what's going on. Trump exposed the widespread corruption of the Doge heist, yet no government official has been held accountable. I agree with you. I think it's a huge problem. But my point is that they've lost this emotional messaging because of this shift of communication.
I think it shows a disgraceful set of priorities from congressional Democrats. We're not going to let that stand in our way. We're going to keep on doing the American people.
Mr. Vice President, can I get you to put your lawyer hat on?
Yeah.
Because they're pointing to one of these cases where the gentleman they said should not have been deported. They said he was not connected to any state. What would you tell them about that case? Because they're saying that
this is a great opportunity because a lot of people have been saying this.
This is a person that was a great member of society. You've looked at the court records, you've talked to the men and women on the ground. What can you tell us about that situation?
Well, there have been a few cases out there where the Democrats and the media say, oh, this person was just an innocent father of 3, and then you find out, for example, I think this is the case that we're talking about. Back in 2019, an immigration judge looked at all the evidence, looked at all the data, and concluded that this allegedly innocent person that he sent to El Salvador was actually a member of an enslaved gang.
The diffuser is no longer in your possession.
Some traffic violations. He had not shown up for some court dates. This is not exactly father of the year here. This is
traffic violations. Well, I want you to think about this. What happens when you send illegal immigrants to El Salvador for traffic violations? I'll tell you what's going to happen. The illegal immigrants here are going to stop violating the traffic regulations, and less people are going to come over.
The diffuser is now
You don't see a
secured.
lot of people littering, do you? Yeah, send a message? Yeah, it sends a message, and it's brutal. It's brutal, and you could say that it's morally wrong even. But it works.
the person that we don't think should be in our
15
country.
seconds remaining.
Here's the most important point, though, Lawrence, is whatever the argument is, whatever the justification
10
is,
seconds remaining.
no one doubts. Not even the crazy left-wing media criticize the
5
idea
minutes.
that we can
You have dropped it.
They just took issue here. The reason
Op 4 eliminated all friendlies.
This was unquestionably an illegal alien. This was unquestionably a person who broke the laws to get into our country. This is unquestionably a person, an immigration judge.
It's again, like, what do you think other people that are going to immigrate illegally to America and come into America illegally are thinking? Do you think that the risk of being sent to CCOT in El Salvador is going to decrease the amount of people coming over? Because I think it absolutely will. It 100% will. Yeah, it sets an example, of course.
Had found had zero right to be in the United States of America. We do not ask permission.
Absolutely, it's horrifying. It is. And I think that people don't understand this about... This is one thing about Trump, is that this might sound crazy. I think Trump is a genuine fucking psychopath. I do.
Secure the
I think
area.
he is
Keep
a
the bombs
100%
protected.
psychopath. And he would do this stuff without a second of hesitation. Mafia tactics? Yes. It's scary. Yes, exactly. And yeah, agreed. Exactly. It's unpredictable message. Yes, he's very, very, very good at doing this. And so to think that like they are gonna put like, oh, they're gonna put that past him, he absolutely would do it.
from far left Democrats before we deport illegal immigrants. We do the American people's business. And again, for the American people who are
10
watching,
seconds remaining.
this is such a weird, mistaken placement of priorities. We need to make
5
a
seconds to
By
insertion.
the way, I think it's very annoying to me.
Keep an eye out for Op 4 attempting to
when a
defuse your
person
bombs.
who's like a known supporter of a terrorist organization is getting deported. You're having protests for them trying. It's like basically, it's a race to the bottom to find the most morally reprehensible person and then defend them as hard as you can.
Stronger. We need to create jobs. We need to make our
nobody
streets
coming from
safer.
West Side.
What is it about congressional Democrats that get more angry at